Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma friends, nowadays in the world, with this machines and technology, and people more familiar with the word called artificial intelligence. And with this algorithm, and people get into more systematic nature, and we just mostly now developing kind of like a depending reality. Depending reality, that's mean without depending we cannot exist. Without cell phone, without internet, without computer, without electricity, without vehicles, cars, or without this all the appliance, that the microwave, refrigerator, kind of like a half of the world. They are a part of the world, but most of the world now it's an other people also little by little getting to that. And somehow with this artificial intelligence, we're going to miss something big. So that is our natural intelligence. So remember, in the Vipassana level, in the Vipassana practice, Vipassana is the most highest level of function, the natural intelligence. But because of this artificial intelligence, what is happening? We're losing our natural intelligence. So when it comes to natural intelligence, there are a few parts. One is the nature behaving, how the seasons and all the global warming and the heat and the cold. So this kind of behavior, that is one part. But there is another part with our psychological part, human body. When it comes to the nature, and everyone agree, one of the most complicated, beautiful, advanced development in this nature is this our human life. So in you, naturally, there is inbuilt intelligence that is the most highest intelligence. Just imagine, even before the Buddha, there were people used to travel and communicate and get then understand this entire universe. And when it comes to the Buddha, that himself, there is in Tripitaka, there is a complete different chapter called Devata Sanyukta. All the sutra, that all the conversations that the Buddha had with the deities, devas, and so that our mind has a capacity to access this everything. But what is happening because of this artificial intelligence, and because the very nature of the conventional life get into rhythm and the pattern. So as a result of that, this algorithm and the machines and technology and this artificial intelligence came to the world. But now what is happening, we become debtors to that. And then there is an idea come, it's a kind of like giving unnecessary valid for this artificial intelligence. And it's mostly, when you look at that, it's mostly that some people, and because of the the economical reasons, or maybe because of the business reasons, they're trying to give this idea and then telling this artificial intelligence is the highest. But remember, as a human being, you are more advanced, and you have that natural intelligence inbuilt. So the thing is this: when you depending from anything, on the machines or the technology or even the tool or even the knowledge, even the idea, if you depending from something, that is the way that you kill your natural inbuilt intelligence. You kill your intelligence when you develop a depending nature. So that is a kind of, you have to be very careful. So then you have to understand, in day-to-day life there are certain things when it comes to these machines and technology, these things that we use that things, and we use it for a certain level. But when it comes to yourself, always remember, when it comes end of the day, when you close your eyes, when you go to sleep, just by yourself, when you go to there, this artificial intelligence cannot do anything end of the day. It always your natural intelligence going to decide what is you experience. So that's why you have to put some attention to that. So practicing vipassana is the best way that you brush up, you clean, you uplift that natural intelligence. So the meditation, this samatha vipassana, is a way that you come as a human being to your original inbuilt true nature, and you get connect to this entire the human civilizations, generations to generations, uplift this inbuilt this intelligence system. So when it comes to this that artificial intelligence, it's always information, communication, and also the flow or the networking. Information, communication, networking, those are the things that this artificial intelligence work. But when it comes to natural intelligence, the most important part is the analyzing. So that's why I see in the vipassana level that we mentioned that vipassana, there are some books and some dictionaries, and they define the vipassana as analytical meditation. There are some schools and they mention it as analytical meditation. Some we say insight meditation. So the method of analyzing only that human mind can do. That even though we see that other things, the machines or the animals that they are analyzing, it always go with the pattern or the rhythm or the habit. Only the human mind can analyze without a habit. That's why they can attain to enlightenment. So the highest of the intelligence is functioning freely, without any without getting to any pattern or the rhythm, and according to necessary conditions in that moment. But artificial intelligence cannot do that. The artificial intelligence always depending from some pattern or the rhythm or the network or something. So, but how it going to go? It's going to become bigger in the world. No one can stop it. That's how it is. So it's going to go. But somehow the important thing ourselves. So whenever you have opportunity, so you use more time, with the TV, with the computer, maybe with the cell phone, but when you have opportunity, just spend some times yourself, completely be natural. 5 minutes, 10 minutes for a day, that may be help for you to, to get back to your real, true nature. So that is where your real happiness and the success going to be. And that is where, as a human being, that you transform to higher level. Because if you go with the patterns and this artificial intelligence, you're going to be kind of like a person always you depending. You depending from tools. Then later what is happening? You also become a tool. Then half of the human world, it's kind of like a tool. They already have, they say kind of like the inbuilt machine. They cannot do anything else. They don't know what to do anything else. They just only focus to that thing, and they know only that. They have no time to even to see. So there are people, when you go to market, there you see. If you ask something, there are some people, they know overall some things around them when they work. But there are some people, they just know only that place, and that whatever the section, and even that place, they need to go with the menu, and behind that they cannot do anything. So in America, only one airline have that always, that the workers have authority to take decisions out of the system. That is the Southwest airline. That's why it became more successful recently, before this pandemic happened. Because they had the authority, they had the power to take certain decisions beyond the method or the system or the pattern, and according to necessary conditions in that very moment. So otherwise, they don't do that. They can just follow the system, and then what is happening? And they they become a part of the system. But natural intelligence is not like that. You come to a point to understand, to act according to necessary conditions in this very moment. So in the highest level of the Vipassana, also the same. When how the enlightened master act, like how the Arahantas act, and according to necessary conditions they act. Otherwise there is no any difference. So then yourself always remember, and find some little time and start to completely become little bit more relaxed and comfortable. So in that moment, and there is a way in this artificial, that the natural intelligence, you can uplift, you can build up it, and you can bring it little by little stronger, higher. How? Connection, feeling, understanding, seeing. So develop that abilities within yourself. So one example, in the Vipassana level and deeply, so we say, may all living beings be well and happy. It's a kind of like, oh, everybody be well and happy. That's good, kind of like idea. But when it comes to Vipassana level, natural intelligence moment, it's like this. I just give one example. So you happy to practice meditation, and you become more comfortable with the meditation. And at the same time, somebody singing, and he find the happiness with singing. So just say that just as example, put the colors: unhappy, red, and then kind of like a worry, blue, and happy, yellow. So now when you become happy, your mind become yellow. And then other person, when he become happy with singing, his mind also become yellow. So then your happiness and that happiness the same. That's the connection. It's not that you think may all living beings be well and happy. It's completely different. And then at the same time somebody dancing, and that is what that person become happy. So forget about, oh, this is higher level of happiness, that is a lower level of, no. Just simply get the word happy. You like to practice meditation and become happy, and that person like to sing, and then that person become happy. And another person dancing, and that person become happy. And then there is a beggar in front of you, and he waiting with the empty bucket and thing, waiting for someone. And then somebody put a $5 note, and then that person become happy. Then his mind also go to the yellow. And then there is a person, and maybe somebody try to sell something and shouting, oh, please buy this, buy. So, and then there is a customer come and buy, and that person release. So his mind also become yellow. And then there is a fisherman, and he waiting for the fish. You're not going to judge. Oh, look, this, this person is kind of like, doing killing or something like that. No, it's not like that. Because that person, that is the way that he become happy. So then you find that deeply, beyond that judgment, the very nature of this natural existence of the happiness. And he catch a fish and he become happy. So, and then, so like that. And then at the same time, there was a fish eating the bite. Do you think that any fish, oh, this is a very dangerous and I should not going to eat this? No. That fish like to eat that. In that very moment, that fish becomes so happy. And can you see that deeper go into that the judgment and see that deeply, that the happiness that fish having. Maybe you can tell it is ignorance. And how about then the dancer looking at us, telling, he also has right to say, you practicing meditation, he is ignorance. And some people say, and they tells to me, hey, you are a monk, you're wasting your human life. Why you are like this? So that's that's how some people say, like, because it is okay. They have rights to say like that. There's nothing wrong with it. But the thing is, in the natural intelligence, there is a deeper, without judgment, without divisions. And deeply you go and see the inbuilt, this connection. We all part of that. And when you come to that, there is a moment you come, this everybody looking happiness in a different ways. And surfer, he go with the water and jumping and, with the waves, and he become happy. And when he become in that very moment happy, it's kind of like his mind come to yellow. then his happiness connected to that all, and you get into good tranquility state and your mind become happy. And his mind, your mind, the dancer, beggar, fisherman, the fish, and so the seller, is everybody in that very moment connected. So you're not going to judge and you're not going to divide that. You go deeper into that and recognizing as human beings we all are. In a certain way we all same. When it comes to this natural intelligence, that connection is the one of the most beautiful, advanced connection this human mind can experience. There is a moment when we say, may all living beings in this universe. That doesn't mean that all the living beings should have meditate. No, your mind should be more advanced to understand each and every character according to that cause and conditions. That whatever in that moment, whatever they look for the happiness, that may they find that. That is huge. Even in a family, sometimes we cannot do that. Even as a husband, wife, children, and sometimes as parents, we cannot do that. Even you have the puppy, kitty, you cannot completely allow that other person to according to that person or that animal or even this unseen beings to be themselves, to be happy. So this natural intelligence, there is a way that you can develop that connection. So then always remember, spend some time, invest your life a little bit to deeply get into that connection. Not take the word with the saying, may you be well and happy, may my parents, may all living beings be well and happy. It's not with the word. In your heart, open to that all living beings without any condition or without any limitation. Can you get into that connection without any judgment? And when you open that, in that openness, there is something that is acceptance. You're ready to accept. When you're ready to accept, what's happening? You itself, you are free. Otherwise, you cannot accept. You have to completely be free from your defilement or the mental formation. That freedom itself is your liberation. So that's how this natural intelligence takes you higher, higher, higher. Because accepting something, so somebody, never going to take you down. But in conventional life, we are not ready to accept like that way. We always modify according to the way we want. So that's the way of the conventional. That is enough for us. We have done it. We taste that. We know that what it is. You know this life what it is. It is okay. If you really need more, go for it. It's okay. But if you think, anymore, I don't want this, then if you don't want it anymore, keep doing it, how are you going to get out of it? You cannot. So then you have to find another way. So this is what that way. So then whatever other people do, if they're really happy, accept it. And then maybe you say it is bad, it is completely different. In a conventional way, we cannot see that. In conventional way, we cannot see it. In conventional way, that what we judge and what we divide, and with the way we develop the dualistic mind is completely different. See, that's why it cannot change anything. It always increase the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So, but when it comes to natural intelligence, there is a deeper that you see something in this conventional life you cannot catch. In the artificial intelligence, you will never ever experience that. That beauty, this connection, this openness, this transformation you can get out of through natural intelligence. So then, while you practicing other things, while you having other things, while you using that things, remember, it is your birthright to practice this and develop this intelligence and give it to your next generation. Why? Because if you leave this world just depending 100% yourself from artificial intelligence, your children going to become worse than you, and they lose and they will never understand this natural intelligence. So that it one day it may happen, but it should not be our time. So don't be the last person of your natural intelligence. So that is your responsibility. It is up to you. Don't be the last. So then what you can do to contribute yourself, just practice yourself and get the benefit yourself and transform yourself and experience yourself. That is the best way to contribute. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhiti gayu bhava. Ittavata ca ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchutu. Bless you. So thank you very much, everyone.